We all know Cassey Ho as the face of Blogilates, that cheerful, positive YouTube fitness guru who led millions through her workout classes. But did you know she built two 8-figure businesses after her own parents told her that she'd be a failure? Or that a 3-second clip of Taylor Swift wearing her $60 skirt generated 19,000 pre-orders in one day. And now she's going toe-to-toe with billion-dollar corporations in legal battles that could make or break everything she's built. Cassey's story isn't just another influencer success story. It is about what happens when you refuse to play it safe, when you bet everything on yourself, and when success brings enemies that you never saw coming. Building an empire like this requires 5 brutal lessons that most creators never learn. And the third lesson, it's going to completely flip how you think about making money with your YouTube channel. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you're gonna see exactly how she turned family rejection into fuel, how she cracked the code on the creator economy, and why she's willing to risk everything to fight battles that will break most people. I'm Erika Vieira, and I'm a YouTube strategist and channel producer who's worked behind the scenes with over 2,000 women creators for nearly 10 years. Now look, this is not a drama channel. That's not what I do here. I'm not here to idolize influencers or tear them down. I am here to study them, to analyze how they blow up, how they build loyalty, how they get rich, and how they navigate the moments that could make or break their online brand, and bring all of that to you. So if you're an online content creator, YouTuber, or business owner, then this channel and video is for you. For more information about me and how I help female YouTube creators specifically grow and monetize their channels, I'll put the links in the description below. You first need to understand where Cassey came from. Her parents were Vietnamese refugees who escaped war and poverty. Her mom literally didn't drink or eat for 7 days on a boat, got pirated, almost died, and lived in a refugee camp. Her parents came to America with nothing, and they had one goal: making sure their children never struggled like they did.
I did not want to go to medical school. I didn't want to be a doctor, but my father said that really was the only choice that I had. It was either going to be lawyer, doctor, or failure.
Cassey becomes a biology major on the pre-med track at Whittier College on a full ride scholarship. She's doing everything right according to her parents. Good grades, honor student, heading towards medical school, but she's miserable. She describes feeling hollow, like she had nothing left to live for.
I literally thought about killing myself.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like tearing up now, because it was when you are so passionate about something and your heart is just telling you this is the right way to go, but it feels so wrong disobeying people that you love so much and they love you so much. You just don't know how to make yourself happy and how to make your parents happy at the same time.
Her real passion was always fashion design. She'd been sketching women in dresses since she was 6 years old, carrying around sketchbooks everywhere.
I just loved clothes. It wasn't like I was an artist that liked to draw flowers in a box. I literally had a sketchbook and I would just draw women wearing dresses. I don't know where it came from, it just came.
But when she told her dad she wanted to become a fashion designer, he crushed her dreams, saying she wouldn't make money and would not be successful. Then halfway through college, she does something that changes everything.
And I just dropped out of organic chemistry, and I knew that was gonna set me back like a whole year, and that really broke us. I honestly think it breaks us till this day, because that was the first time their perfect daughter decided to not obey her parents, to not trust them, and to this day, this whole trust thing is still an issue.
This breaks their relationship, which unfortunately is still broken today.
As you can see, this is still an unresolved issue I have with my parents.
But here's where the magic for Cassey begins. While she's in college, she's teaching pop Pilates classes to about 40 students at the local gym. She got certified after seeing those Mari Windsor Pilates infomercials and falling in love with the fact that Pilates wasn't about competing with others, it was about competing with herself. Now it's 2009 and she moves across the country for a fashion buying job. Remember, design was always her real passion. Her students are devastated that she's leaving. So what does she do? She films a basic 10-minute ab workout on Windows Movie Maker, literally just chopping off the beginning and the end, because she doesn't know how to edit. She uploads it to YouTube just so her 40 students can keep doing the workouts without her. She expected maybe, 20, 30, 40 views, the number of people in the workout class. Instead, she got thousands. People from all over the world are commenting, asking for more videos, and that's when she realizes, holy crap, there's something here. But here's what most people don't know. Cassey never intended to be a fitness influencer. This was only supposed to be temporary, but her community started growing like crazy and she became Cassey Ho, the fitness YouTuber. Millions of views, one of the most watched and well-known fitness influencers, not on YouTube, but online. The world knew Cassey as a fitness influencer and instructor. The decision she made next changed everything for her. Here's the thing, sometimes being authentic means disappointing the people who got you where you are. And Cassey's story proves this in the most dramatic way possible. So by 2020, Cassey has built this massive fitness empire. We're talking 8 million YouTube subscribers who came for her Pop Pilates workouts. She's been making fitness content for over a decade. From the outside, everything looks perfect, but inside, she's dying.
Yeah, I love making content, but I hated making Pilates content because it was so the same over and over and over again, and I felt like my brain was dying.
She describes feeling completely unchallenged mentally. Like, how many ways can you teach someone how to do a crunch? How many different ab routines can you create? She felt like her brain was dying and she had zero passion left for making fitness content. But here's the brutal part. She was also dealing with constant body shaming. Every single fitness video she posted, people would tear apart her appearance. Comments about her weight, her body shape, why she didn't look like the other fitness influencers. It was relentless.
The first mean comments I got were, why is she so fat? Why is her butt so flat? Why does she look like that? And having grown up chubby and having to deal with my own like body insecurities, that just hit me so deep in a place that I wasn't ready to like, I was barely even healing from it inside.
And this is something most people don't understand about the fitness space. When you're teaching workouts, your body becomes part of the product. People feel entitled to critique every single inch of you. Cassey says she endured body shaming from all corners of the internet, and it would happen every single time there was a new platform.
I don't want my body to be bashed every single time I'm just trying to teach a workout. It's just not, I don't feel good about that. And so it's been nice having a full year of people not saying anything bad about my body. It's been great.
So she's stuck. She's built this entire business around fitness content. But making that content is literally making her miserable and destroying her self-esteem. Then she makes a decision that could have ended everything. She stops making fitness videos completely for a full year.
I haven't uploaded a fitness video in 1 year, which is really scary because that's not something I planned, but it was something that I felt. Like I felt no longer inspired by creating these routines, not because I don't like fitness. I love fitness. I work out every single morning. I just didn't want to do this thing that was no longer challenging me mentally anymore. It just felt like nothing.
And think about how terrifying that must have been. Millions of subscribers who followed her for her fitness content, and she just stops. No announcement, no explanation. She just pivots to showing people the other side of her life, the fashion design that had always been her real passion. And the backlash was immediate. Her community was confused. They were angry. When are you gonna just upload another fitness video? Where's the fitness content that we signed up for? We don't want this. There were entire forums dedicated to complaining about this pivot. But here's what's really incredible. She stuck to her guns. She knew that if she kept making content that drained her soul, she'd eventually burn out completely. So she chose authenticity over audience retention. She started making videos about her design process, showing how she sketches products, explaining the problems that she's solving, taking people behind the scenes of building Popflex, content that actually excited her and challenged her creatively.
After posting fitness videos and workout videos for over a decade, it was just a few years ago when I wanted to show a different side of myself, and I wanted to show people what I was doing behind the scenes. And it wasn't just making workout routines. It was literally making the graphic designs for these shirts, these yoga mats, these bottles, and literally getting into the tech packs and creating the designs for the clothes. And once I changed my content from fitness to fashion, like that was an inflection point.
And you know what happened? Something amazing. The moment she switched from fitness to fashion content, she stopped getting negative comments about her body. Zero. After years of constant body shaming, it just stopped. That's when she realized how toxic the fitness industry really was.
The fitness industry is incredibly toxic, as is the nutrition space, which also when you're in the wellness space, you just dabble into all of it. And not a day would go by without like tons of videos being made about me, tearing me down. And I didn't realize how unhealthy of an industry I was in until I left it.
But the pivot wasn't just about escaping negativity. It was about finally being able to show the world that who she really was. Remember, fashion design had been her dream since she was 6 years old. Her parents had crushed that dream, telling her she'd be a failure. Now she was finally living it. And here's the crazy part. The pivot actually grew her business. Her YouTube channel gained 3 million new subscribers in 2 years after she switched to short form fashion content. The engagement was higher, the sales were better, and we're gonna get into her businesses in a moment, and she was actually happy making content again.
When short form content came in, it became fun again, like specifically with TikTok, because it was like, oh, trend sounds, you just like do a thing. It's like a game, and like it was just really fun.
She describes it as restoring the fun and excitement in creating content. After years of feeling like she was going through the motions, she was finally doing work that challenged and fulfilled her. But this lesson isn't just about Cassey. It's about every creator who's ever felt trapped by their own success. When you build an audience around one thing, it can feel impossible to evolve. But here's the truth. If you don't evolve, you will eventually burn out or become irrelevant. I've done several videos on this topic about creators like Anna Bay, Frederick Bros, Frugal Fit Mom, and Vanessa Lau. I'll list them in the description below if you want to check them out. Your audience might resist change at first, but the ones who truly connect with you will follow your authentic journey, and you'll attract new people who resonate with the real you. The lesson here is this. Sometimes you have to be willing to lose some of your audience to find your authentic voice. It's scary, it's risky, but it's the only way to build something sustainable. Because at the end of the day, you can't fake passion forever. And your audience can tell when you're just going through the motions versus when you're genuinely excited about what you're creating. Cassey chose authenticity over safety, and it paid off in ways that she never could have imagined. All right, now let's talk about her businesses, because this is where Cassey's story gets really, really interesting for creators. Most influencers work across what I call the monetization diamond: AdSense, brand deals, affiliate marketing, and your own products and services. And it's great. There's nothing wrong with the approach of doing all 4 of them. In fact, I advocate for creators to explore all 4 corners of the diamond, especially when you're first starting out. You need that diversified income. But Cassey's story shows what's possible when you think bigger, think long-term, and understand the true power of building a following and brand online. She went all in on one corner of that diamond, her own products, and the results are insane. Over 99% of her 20 million plus revenue comes from selling her own stuff. Less than 1% from ads, sponsorships, or brand deals.
While the majority of us make our money through advertising, Cassey's revenue is almost entirely driven by the sales of her own merchandise. She went from Pilates instructor to founder of 2 8-figure businesses, all built on her YouTube channel.
But here's what makes her story so compelling for content creators. This is what's possible. This is the potential of what you're building when you're growing that following. You've seen it before with other creators like Susan Yara. I did a whole video on her business, who sold her skincare company, Naturium, for $355 million. So definitely check that video out next. That is the power of understanding that your audience isn't just there for brand deals. They're the foundation for building actual businesses. And Cassey didn't just build one business. She built 2 separate 8-figure companies from the same YouTube audience. Popflex, her online apparel, and Blogilates, her fitness gear. Because she understood that a following is the ultimate currency online, and she leveraged it like a boss.
Now you operate under 2 brands, right? Blogilates and under Popflex, right? And Popflex is direct to consumer.
Correct.
And Blogilates is also in Target now?
Correct.
So here's how she did it. In 2010, fans of Cassey started asking for t-shirts and gym bags with her Blogilates name on them. Cassey was genuinely shocked.
I was making a Facebook post and they were asking, hey, can we get some Blogilates t-shirts? And I was like, why would you want a t-shirt with my screen name on it? Like, that's a little bit weird.
Instead of dismissing it, she listened. She ran a design contest where her community voted on the winning t-shirt design. Then she took those designs, bought blank Forever 21 shirts, and had them screen printed locally. She posted them on Facebook and they sold out in minutes, not hours, minutes.
And so we had a design contest, and as a community, we chose the winning design. Then I bought some blank shirts from Forever 21, screen printed them locally, and put them up on Facebook, and they sold out within minutes.
That's when it clicked. Her audience wasn't just asking for random merch. They wanted to be part of something bigger.
And I was like, oh, okay, there's something here. But that really was the beginning of building the community and listening to the people in my community, which truly is what has led me to where I am today.
So she kept listening. By 2013, she's selling 30,000 water bottles in a single month.
There was a month when we sold 30,000 units of one bottle. Like it
Holy
became
smokes.
a thing.
And these weren't just any water bottles. They had timers on them and motivational quotes. She was solving problems and making fitness fun.
But for me, you can't just solve the problem. You gotta solve the problem and make it cute. This is essential.
She's still dreaming about fashion design, the thing her parents told her would make her a failure. So in 2016, she launches a new company, Popflex, her premium activewear line that she personally designs 95% of the products. This isn't just slapping her name on generic clothes. She's sketching every piece, solving problems that women actually have with workout clothes. Meanwhile, she's still managing the Blogilates business with her husband, while all this is going on with Popflex. By 2020, Cassey realizes she can serve different market segments with the same audience trust. So she makes a brilliant move. She partners with Target for a licensing deal for Blogilates, bringing affordable fitness equipment like yoga mats and resistance bands to stores nationwide. And both businesses, Blogilates and Popflex, hit 8 figures separately. We're talking over 20 million combined revenue, all bootstrapped with 0 investors. Her next big move was majorly unexpected. In 2023, Target wants to expand. They asked Cassey to create an entire apparel line for them. Now, this could have been a disaster. Suddenly, Target would be selling Blogilates clothing that could directly compete with her premium Popflex brand. Most business owners would panic about cannibalizing their own sales, but Cassey makes a genius strategic decision. She redesigned some of her most popular Popflex pieces for Target's price point. Same design DNA, but using less expensive materials and simpler construction to hit that lower price.
Now we have 2 brands, and this is not something that I had planned for. And now, having had Blogilates at Target for a couple years, we have the premium like gold dumbbells and gold weights, the kettlebells, beautiful yoga mats, things that I am very proud of and definitely use in my gym, but it's at a more affordable price. You can touch it right away.
So now she's got Blogilates apparel in 1,700 Target stores nationwide. We're talking about 1.1 million units manufactured. But here's the crazy part. Instead of it hurting Popflex's online sales, it actually boosted them. The Target partnership did something genius for her business. It gave her massive legitimacy. Suddenly, she's not just an influencer with merch. She's a designer with products in America's 2nd largest retailer. It reaches customers who would never find her online. And most importantly, it actually drives people back to the premium brand.
Well, the licensing deal was also an opportunity to be in retail stores at Target. And I was like, yes, 100%, because we are not in physical stores, and Target is like one of my favorite places to shop. So this makes so much sense. And so that was a for sure thing, and it's been a great move, especially for marketing as well. So now people can see Blogilates in store. I get that credibility. They are able to touch and feel, which they can't with Popflex, and then eventually, hopefully, migrate over to Popflex as well. And so it's also a more affordable brand, so we're able to touch more people that way as well.
Because every Blogilates tag at Target tells a story about Cassey being the CEO and head designer of both Blogilates and Popflex. So customers discover her at Target, then go online and find the premium version, especially considering a lot of the Target apparel sold out. This is monetization mastery. She's not just selling one product to an audience. She's selling different products at different price points to different segments of the same community. Blogilates serves the budget-conscious customer at Target. Popflex serves the premium customer willing to pay $60 for a score online. 2 8-figure businesses from one YouTube channel.
Popflex is where the innovation begins, where I get to have fun. Nobody tells me what I have to do or can't do. Well, actually, no, the customers tell me what I have to do. And so I love going into the comments and figuring out, hey, what are they looking for? What problems do they need solving with? But with Popflex, we innovate, we product develop, we try it out. And then with Target, pretty much the playbook right now is that we take what works really well with Popflex and I redesign it so that it can hit a lower price point for the target audience.
And next came her brand's viral moment, the moment that every fashion designer, clothing company, CEO dreams of, the Taylor Swift moment. We're at April 2024, 3 seconds of Taylor wearing her $60 Popflex pirouette skirt. No paid partnership, no advance notice, just organic celebrity endorsement. And the result? 19,000 pre-orders in one day, the biggest sales days ever for Popflex.
That digital lavender pirouette skirt sold out within 1 hour on the website. Like Swifties just started coming over, they found it. And when Taylor Swift styled the Instagram account, like confirmed it, that's when the sales started coming in like wild. And then within 2 hours, every single color of that skirt started selling out. And then we're like, okay, well, what do we do, right? Because we're getting all this traffic, like, we got to do something. And we usually never do a pre-sale, but we're like, okay, maybe it's time to do a pre-sale. I don't know. So immediately we put a pre-sale up that night. And then we get like 16,000 pre-orders for that one skirt in that color.
And here's what happened. Cassey had systems ready to capitalize: manufacturing relationships, inventory planning, pre-sale infrastructure. She turned a viral accident into a business windfall because she'd built the infrastructure to handle it. Many creators with smaller clothing lines might not be able to handle that kind of massive demand, and because of what Cassey had done with both Popflex and Blogilates leading up to this, she could. This is the creator endgame, ladies. Cassey owns her entire revenue stream. Algorithm changes can't kill her income. Brands can't cut her budget. She's built something that she controls. And that's the lesson here. If you want to build real wealth as a creator, open your eyes to something bigger. Dream big and reach for the stars, because at the end of the day, the creators who get rich aren't the ones with the most brand deals. They're the ones who leverage your following to build actual businesses. Now that we've talked about the business timeline, let's talk about the secret weapon that made all that possible: turning your audience into your research and development department. Most companies spend millions on focus groups, market research, and consumer surveys trying to figure out what people want. They hire expensive consulting firms and conduct endless studies. Cassey Ho does something completely different. She turns her customers into co-creators, and the results speak for themselves.
These designs are also chosen by the fans on the Facebook fan page. It's always been so this feedback between me and the fans, this trustworthiness we have between each other.
2 8-figure businesses built entirely on this approach. And here's how it actually works. Cassey is constantly reading her comments, looking for problems that her audience is having.
It is really important that you do everything with purpose and with intention. If you are looking to build a product, make sure you are solving a problem. Make sure that this thing that you're putting out into the world is different than the other things that already exist.
When hundreds of women complained about removable bra pads being annoying and falling out, she didn't ignore it. She designed an entire line of sports bras without them.
It's been over 2.5 years of product development and testing on hundreds of boobs since I originally sent out that survey in which over 22,000 of you guys told me exactly what you wanted in a high impact bra. Okay, so killed the removable pad, and instead I'm using 2 molded cups.
When people kept asking for thicker yoga mats because the standard ones were too thin, she created extra thick mats. In fact, her most viral YouTube video ever, over 240 million views, was simply Cassey answering a fan's call for a thicker yoga mat by inventing one on camera. When women said they couldn't find cute workout clothes that actually solved their problems, she designed pieces that were both functional and beautiful. Every single product starts with her community telling her what they need. As she puts it, my fans are very vocal about what they want, and it helps guide us.
They want something, I do it, and we really rely on each other to grow.
But here's where it gets really smart. She doesn't just listen to feedback. She involves her community in the marketing process too. She does open casting calls where she brings in women from her community across 9 different sizes, from extra small all the way to 3X. And these aren't professional models, they're her actual customers. They model the same dress or outfit, and she creates content showing how it looks on different body types. So when someone's shopping, they can see, oh, this is what something might look like on me, on my size. And here's the genius part. She compensates these women and lets them keep the unreleased products. So now you have a real customers who are emotionally invested in the brand and become natural brand ambassadors. And when Cassey launches a product that solves a problem her community has been complaining about, it sells out immediately because there's already proven demand. And on top of all this, Cassey maintains her creative control in the content itself. She spends 9 hours editing a single 60-second video using just her phone and apps like CapCut.
One 60-second short takes me around 9 to 10 hours. I film, I edit, I don't write, but my writing actually is the editing part. Because I'm thinking about how the story's gonna be told. And then at the end, I'll do the voiceover once I have something that seems right. And I just I don't script it out. I just speak. And so, 9 to 10 hours, it's a lot.
That sounds crazy for someone running multi-million-dollar companies, but that personal touch is exactly what converts viewers into buyers. Every piece of content serves one purpose: showcase her products in action. She's essentially running a 24/7 product demonstration that people actually want to watch. This only works if you build real trust and genuine relationships with your audience. You can't just ask people what they want and expect them to buy it. They have to believe that you actually care about solving their problems. Cassey has been building these relationships for over 15 years. She's proven herself time and time again. She responds to comments, she shares her own struggles, she's vulnerable about her journey.
These designs are also chosen by the fans on the Facebook fan page. It's always been so this feedback between me and the fans, this trustworthiness we have between each other, it's always been like that.
Her audience doesn't just see her as a business owner, they see her as someone who genuinely wants to help them. And she says, I usually start with problems I have because I'm my customer.
I noticed that I was fumbling with all of my stuff, my water bottle, my shoes, my mat, my keys, my CDs, everything, just kind of like this in like a little tote bag. It wasn't working. So I tried looking for a cute yoga bag and everything was just so like, ugh, like just, hemp bags, ugly colors, like just not my style. And I love everything to be super cute. I went to the downtown LA fashion district and bought some leftover fabrics, put together a super glamorous looking yoga bag like you've never seen before, made out of vegan leather with this huge bow, gold chains. I mean, it was glamorous and it fit all my stuff. I brought it to class and my students were like, what is that? I want one. And that was the beginning of solving a problem for myself that just so happened to solve problems for other people too. And that really is the basis of what I do with both Blogilates and Popflex.
But then she expands that by listening to what her entire community needs. Most market research tells you what people think they want. Community co-creation shows you what people will actually pay for. And that's the difference between guessing and knowing. All right, lesson number 5 is the hardest truth about building an 8-figure business. 2 in this case. New levels, new devils. And this lesson is not for the faint of heart. The bigger you get, the harder the challenges become. And if you want to keep growing, you better be ready to do things that other people just aren't willing to do. Cassey Ho is a perfect example of this. She's built 2 8-figure businesses, but the price of that success, she's literally fighting battles that most creators will never face.
I've been so burned and taken advantage of just even without AI, or no, actually with AI, in terms of my patented products too. And like, they've been duped by the Sheins, multiple vendors on Amazon, TikTok Shop, and these days the big American retailers have gotten in on the game, which is insane. Right now, I'm dealing with Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx, Kohl's, JCPenney, just recently VS Pink, as in Victoria's Secret. And these are patented products.
When you're small, your biggest problem might be getting views or finding your first brand deal, or dealing with brands as you get bigger. When you're at Cassey's level, you're dealing with billion-dollar corporations, legal battles that could cost millions, and challenges that would break most people.
Interestingly enough, I was talking to the legal team last week, and I was like, you guys, I mean, Lululemon and Free People, I see all their dupes on Amazon. If they're not doing anything about it, then should I even be trying as a small company of like 22 people?
But here's what separates Cassey from everyone else. She's tough as nails. While other creators are worried about negative comments, Cassey's dealing with over 460 copycat listings in a single month.
What has gotten to me really recently was, it wasn't about the design. It was when Shein copied my score for and in the development of that score a year and a half before, I already told my husband, I said, if there's gonna be one thing that Shein's gonna take, it's gonna be this one. I already knew that because it was a very unique design that I hadn't seen before. And so, of course, it happens like a few months after the score launches.
Most people would be overwhelmed and give up. Not Cassey. She's filling out takedown forms daily, tracking every single listing and fighting back against each one. That is not glamorous work. That's grinding, tedious, soul-crushing work that most people aren't willing to do.
And what I'm dealing with right now is that, I pay thousands of dollars to get my design patent approved. And obviously, it doesn't automatically get approved. You have to prove a lot of different things. Anyway, pay thousands of dollars. The USPTO issues me a design patent. You would think that's enforceable. And for the most part, it kind of is, but when you get to the stage of having to deal with big billion-dollar corporations, it's now a money game.
Most people at her level would have delegated that or just accepted it as the cost of doing business. But Cassey understands success at this level comes from doing the things others just aren't willing to do. She got design patents, she hired lawyers, she fought back publicly.
It's now a money game because do I have any type of police helping me enforce this patent? No, actually, it's me paying thousands of dollars an hour for my lawyers to talk to their lawyers. And this is kind of where I am right now. And it's extremely frustrating because, it's my artwork, my work for free. them capitalizing off of work that they've stolen from me.
Most creators would have given up or taken whatever settlement was offered. Not Cassey. She's willing to go toe-to-toe with companies that have unlimited legal budgets because she believes in protecting what she's built. And here's the thing, this level of success requires a different mindset entirely. You can't just be creative or passionate. You have to be a fighter. Cassey's parents told her that she'd be a failure if she pursued design. Instead of letting that crush her, she used it as fuel. She's been proving people wrong her entire life. And that fighting spirit is what got her to where she is now. When she pivoted from fitness to fashion content, she lost subscribers and faced backlash. Most creators would have switched back to what was safe. I know a lot of people that do that. Cassey stuck to her guns for an entire year, even when people were angry and confused. When the Taylor Swift moment brought massive attention to her brand, she didn't just celebrate. She immediately launched systems to handle 19,000 pre-orders, worked with manufacturers to scale production, and turned a viral moment into a business opportunity. That's not luck, that's preparation meets opportunity. That's someone who's willing to do the work that others just won't do. And here's what I want you to understand. If you want to build something at this level, you better be ready for the fight, because success doesn't come from chilling. It comes from outworking everyone else, even when you're already successful. Cassey could have stopped at one 8-figure business. She could have taken the easy brand deals and sponsorships. She could have hired people to handle everything and just step back. And not that there's anything wrong with that. For some people, that's exactly what they need and want at that stage of their lives, or maybe forever. But instead, for Cassey, she's still in the trenches, still fighting legal battles, still innovating and pushing boundaries. That's the difference between people who build something big and people who build something massive. The willingness to keep doing the hard things even when you don't have to anymore. Most people want the results without the work. They want the 8-figure business without the 8-figure problems. They want the success without the sacrifice. But new levels bring new devils, and if you're not tough enough to handle the devils, you don't get to stay at the new level. Cassey Ho is proof that if you want to build something extraordinary, you have to be extraordinary. You have to be willing to fight when others would quit. You have to be willing to work while others would rest. You have to be tough as nails when others would break. Because at the end of the day, 8-figure businesses aren't built by people who take the easy path. They're built by fighters, and Cassey Ho is one hell of a fighter. So there you have it, Cassey Ho's story on her 2 8-figure businesses and the 5 brutal lessons that we can learn from it. Cassey's story proves that you can build a massive business by following your heart, listening to your audience, and staying true to your values, even when it seems that the world is against you. Cassey is a fighter and a hard worker. She admits that about herself. And you need that tenacity and spirit to be in both the influencer content creator industry and the fashion industry. Just a little insight, I had a clothing line with my sister of licensed apparel. We actually sold at sports stadiums for the Lakers, the Clippers, the Kings, the Golden State Warriors, and let me tell you, that industry is cutthroat and brutal. And it's not for the faint of heart. Her journey from a biology student who felt hollow to a business owner of 2 8-figure businesses is massive inspiration. I think Cassey is such a huge inspiration and an example of a success story and role model for the next generation of content creators. I'm a huge fan of hers and everything she's accomplished, and I wish her the best in her business and her life. So what's next? I will be hosting a free live YouTube masterclass for women creators and entrepreneurs very soon, so make sure that you sign up for that because there's no replay for the live. Or if you want to work with me directly in my YouTube bootcamp, which is my signature group coaching program for women YouTube creators, I'll have the information below. If you want more right now, check out the video I did on Susan Yara and Naturium and how she was able to generate a $355 million exit for her skincare brand she created as a YouTuber. Until next time, keep shining, keep creating, and most importantly, keep being you. And subscribe if you made it all the way to the end. Mwah.